for almost everything that was on his show.
Right.
I mean, it was really a mess. Look, Jay Leno started out as one of the top stand-up comics in the world. He was a fucking killer. He was a young guy who would go on Letterman, and he was edgy. And this is like, 1970s or early 1980s, whatever. And then he got the Tonight Show. And when he got the Tonight Show, he became a Tonight Show host. And he never put out, he does still to this day, doesn't put out any stand-up. You can't see it anywhere other than like the Tonight Show monologues. He does it every week, but he does the same act.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he doesn't change his shit.
Fuck.
It's real weird. He's a weird guy. But what his real, I mean, he's still a great comic, but his real passion is cars. Like if you're a car guy and you go over to his place, you get to see the real Jay Leno. And you're like, oh, you should have been doing, like I did his show, Jay Leno's Garage, and I was like, you should have been doing this the whole time. Why did you even fuck with the Tonight Show? Like you're a fucking monster when it comes to cars. He's fun. He's loose. He knows everything about cars. You get to see the real him. He lights up.
I remember we were promoting Jackass 3D on the Tonight Show. Went over there and we did the T-ball thing, right? Like where it's like a T-ball, but it's got an arm and you hit it and then it swings out and it hits me in the nuts. and we did it. I think it was like during rehearsal or something. We did it like during rehearsal, fully hit me in the nuts during rehearsal. And I wanted to demonstrate that I wasn't wearing a cup.
Right.
Right. And I had these tighty whities on. And I fucking pulled down my tighty whities to show it was just my dick.
Right.
Which I didn't really need to do. I mean, it was
show Jay Leno your dick?
Yeah.
That's part of the problem. He's so old school.
Right. And that's part of the problem. You know what you mean? I see it clearly now. And he said, he goes, it looks like a dick, just a lot smaller. You know? Right, but that was just part of, I don't know, that's just part of where I got that vibe from him. But dude, the last thing, I don't want to fucking...
I know what you mean. And then there was all that dispute with him and Howard Stern.
Sure.
Because, like, what was it going on? Like, writers were taking bits from Stern and doing it on...
Right. I can't even remember it. Just Howard's so...
Yeah, Howard always hated him. But Howard hated Johnny Carson, too.
Right.
Yeah, well, you know what, man? That's one of those things where a lot of those guys... You know, especially like if you have a platform like Howard and you feel dissed by some guy who's got another platform, like, well, fuck this guy, time to go to war.
Sure.
Because Howard's whole thing was about conflict. Conflict is ratings. He was the king of ratings.
Right.
You know?
With Jay Leno and Howard, it was personal. With Howard and Carson, I think it was just Howard had the impression that Carson was a bad dude.
I don't know. I think he had a personal thing with him, too.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just making that up. I don't know. But I'm telling you, man, I knew Jay from The Tonight Show. I knew Jay from when I was on NBC.
I've seen him on here with you, too.
Dude, he was great on here.
Yeah.
The stories about, like, doing stand-up for the mob shows, like, and seeing some psychopath mob guy yell at a priest. Dude, they were great fucking stories.
Right. Well, hey, dude, like, I recant anything negative I said about Jay Leno. And plus, I should say I'm fucking grateful to Jay Leno because he had me on the
Right. Yeah.
I was never on Letterman.
No. Yeah. Well.
Because that was the thing too with those dudes. If you did one, you couldn't do the other.
Right.
Unless you're like, someone who's like a humongous star.
Yeah, those shows suck. They really do. They're just, I mean, no disrespect to them, but those 5-minute things where you sit on the couch, then you cut to the next thing, it's just, it's just a shitty way to get to know somebody.
And it's gone downhill from there because all anybody gives a fuck about is what's going to, take off on the internet the next day.
Exactly.
And so they're not even focused on anything except some fucking gimmick that's going to...
Some highlight reel clip.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see the Colbert thing where he went off on Trump? I couldn't fucking believe it. I was watching it, and I was like, I tweeted about this, that I don't think kids today have any idea how strange it is to watch a talk show host call the president's mouth a cock holster.
Okay.
It's just like, what? That's
right.
He's talking about the president. I mean, I know it's Donald Trump, but it's still the president.
There's
it's
a lot.
So weird.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on. And then did you see Colbert? Colbert responding to
to Trump's response.
That made me uncomfortable.
Why?
And I'm sure people don't want to even hear about this.
No,
but
please do.
It made me uncomfortable where he's like, I won, and like.
Right.
I mean, it's just playing into, what can I don't know.
Well, they're playing on. Well, what he said was he got Trump to respond.
He was trying to get the president to say his name for so long, and he finally did, and it was
right.
I don't know.
What he said was that I thought of all the things that I thought you were dumb about, the one thing that I thought you knew about was show business. I thought you understood show business.
Right.
So like I was trying to get you to respond, and you did. So I win.
Right.
Which is just okay. So now the president. Then this is even weirder because now the president is responding to a guy who's essentially saying that he's a fucking troll. I mean, Stephen Colbert, multimillionaire, talk show host on a major network, took over the Letterman spot, is now admitting that he's essentially like a guy on Twitter that has a fucking egg icon.
I think that might have been what made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know,
well, it's just low level. It's super low level.
The whole thing was low level, and it wasn't like all the stuff that Trump was saying about how they were going to take him off, and they were going to, the guy Corden who came after, they were going to put James Corden into Colbert's time slot. Like, I mean, all the reports I saw were that they were trying to get Colbert the fuck out, and then all of a sudden he started slamming Trump, and now he's like number one out of everybody in late night.
Well, that's how it goes in that stupid fucking business. They just have to get people to pay attention to him, and sometimes that's the way to do it. I mean, maybe Colbert just got desperado. But it's the whole thing is so fucking strange. Like Colbert's strange, man. He's like a hardcore Catholic.
Oh yeah,
hardcore, which is even weirder that he's calling the president's mouth a cockholster if he's a hardcore Catholic. It's like
right.
where do your standards lie? Like where do you draw that line?
Right,
because that's like, not very Catholic of you.
It's like the guy from Megadeth, the lead singer of Megadeth, became like a super hardcore Christian.
Really?
And now won't sing some of his songs.
Get the fuck out of here! No way!
I swear, and he won't.
My God!
And he won't perform with some certain death metal bands on
Oh my God! Come on!
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
it's fucking,
God.
it's fantastic.
Man, there's something happens. I don't know if you notice this, but something happens that I've been noticing as, I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in August.
Dude, bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
I'll be 43 next month.
Dude, it just creeps up on you.
Dude, time moves faster as it goes by.
Well, you know what it is like your reference to time is different because when you're 6, a year is a sixth of your life.
Okay.
When you're 49, it's like another year. It's like tick, 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 tick. Also, you're busy as fuck, so the days keep moving quick.
Your reference of time. I think it also fucking goes by faster.
It seems like it goes by faster. Because
right.
you have more of them to think about.
I had a bit that I was working on for a long time. I don't know if I'm going to resurrect it, but the premise is that God must hate us.
That's the premise?
Yeah.
Why? If he hates you, you'd be dead.
Well, no.
You'd be suffering.
Think about
You're living like as Steve-O. How could God hate you? He loves you.
Right. Well, I mean, it's fucking comedy, right? I mean,
right.
but the premise...
It's got to make sense, though, right?
Sure, and I back it up.